Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Thank you for joining us today. A lot of news going on. The DNC is going on, and there was weird stuff going on last night. Well, I say weird because the way the Democrats were talking. But last night, a couple hours before the DNC started, House Republicans voted to refer impeachment articles against
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, yeah. So well, if it put a stain on Trump's legacy, it'll put a stain on Biden's legacy.
Yeah,
know?
if anybody remembers it. I mean, obviously, we were just talking before we went on. It's the people that are voting for him or have voted for him and supported him have not. I mean, they're as bad as his handlers and his family, right, for just keeping him out there in the forefront. And it's obvious that he has some mental issues, and I'm not saying that, being proud of it. I'm saying it's a sad deal that they would do that to a guy and just keep him out there. I mean, he's had it, he's given his life to the service of our country in the political forum. So
And the grift, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's been an honest guy, but I mean, that's
Since
people have voted him in.
2008,
I mean, people of Delaware, that's been their guy for a long time. So, whatever. I mean, it's just not a guy that I would support politically, but I don't know, just shows you where our country's at.
So we'd like to talk about some pretty cool technologies under research for electric vehicle batteries. I know this may sound like it's going to put you to sleep, but it's really interesting. Before launching into the new technologies, let's review the lithium-ion batteries. According to Mechanic Base, a new electric car battery replacement is between $4,000 and $20,000. I think that was a typo because 4,000, no, 14, yeah. But four, I don't know how you do that.
Well, I know some of those batteries that they put in some of the hybrids and stuff, right? Those were pretty low. I remember looking at a Honda here a few years back, and it was like $1,000 for the replacement battery. Dude, it's not the same, obviously,
but
as
it doesn't have as many
power,
packs.
right?
Toyota did that. Is going to do that with this new solid state research. They're going to put it in the hybrids to kickstart it. And we'll talk about that later. Solid state. They also say that refurbished batteries as low as $2,000 if available for your vehicle. You have to do some nationwide searching in salvage yards for that, or maybe Google. Visual Capitalist, it's a online blog thing, not blog, but publisher, car enthusiast thing.
Okay.
Estimates that a lithium-ion battery pack costs $132 per kilowatt hour. It's a good starting point to compare apples to apples moving forward. My Ford Lightning Pro standard holds 97.1 kilowatt hours. To replace the batteries, I should figure $12,828 for materials and then the labor. Rule of thumb is that labor is equal to materials, so about $12,000 for labor to install the batteries.
Wow.
Maybe more if done by the dealership. I think my Volvo doesn't track how much it charges, unlike the Ford app does. So I'm guessing, based on the mileage, it has 81.5 kilowatt hours capacity. So the materials for that would be $10,800.
So both those numbers that you just said, the 12 grand and the almost 11 grand,
just for the batteries.
That's far and exceeds what like a motor replacement would be in a standard petroleum driven car. So
yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
But maybe they last longer. I don't know. How long do they last? 4 years, 5 years, 6 years?
No, they have cycles, and depending on if you just go to 90%, don't do it full. Of course, sometimes you got to do it full because you're going on a trip. But rule of thumb, 9-10 years if you nurse it,
So about the same as a car these days, the way people drive. You can get motors are lasting longer. 150, 200,000 is not uncommon. 300,000
some trucks
some
are going
cars.
20,000. Some cars. Shersty had her car for like 14, 15 years. So Scott's going to talk about some really interesting developments with silver batteries. Very interesting.
Yeah, so an interesting, this is kind of interesting because of this company here. So Samsung, which we know as electronics, TV stuff, is researching and developing a solid state battery using silver. The periodic code symbol is AG. Lithium-ion batteries are liquid electrolyte, similar to regular car batteries. Samsung batteries incorporate a silver carbon Ag-C composite layer for the anode, which that's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah.
Off several key advancements over traditional lithium-ion batteries, which is the battery now standard, right? I mean, if you buy like a power tool or whatever, the batteries are pretty much all lithium,
yeah,
you know, and they really are far and above what they were like 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So you get a standard 600-mile range charge, which
That is a lot.
That's a lot, right? I mean,
yeah. Extended ranges are getting 300. Tesla's 300.
yeah, and that, you know, that's pretty prohibitive. I mean, if you're going on a trip, say from here to
Michigan,
Denver, Colorado,
Yeah.
like you just did. I mean,
Yeah.
how many times you have to stop and charge? What?
12 times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
and
incredible.
it was 30 minutes each time, but we needed that for Cameron to get out and run around. So
Yeah.
but 600 miles, you can make it to Utah on one tank, and then
Come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then charge up and come back. So that'd be, yeah. So these batteries have an energy density of 500 watt hours per kilogram and are nearly twice as dense as the current batteries, allowing for longer travel and a smaller package, which we just kind of talked about that. So that's a cool deal, right?
Yeah.
You can get a full charge in 9 minutes.
Full charge, 9 minutes.
That's very impressive,
Yeah,
right? Because what are
yeah.
you talking about now? It takes about 45 minutes for a standard battery.
yeah.
That's
And then it slows down at 80%. It slows down from 80 to 100. You go from like 150, my truck, down to like 45. You know, so it's going really fast those first 7 minutes, and then
yeah. So now you're talking about the same time, or maybe a little bit longer that you would to
bit
fill up
longer
your
for
tank,
gas,
right?
yeah,
So it's lighter weight. It's easy on the tires, you know.
it's lighter. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it has a lifespan of 20 years, which
That's
is
nice.
incredible. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
these our batteries now only have probably they measured in cycles, but if you nurse it and don't go over 90%, mostly, you can get 9 years, maybe 10.
That's
out of
yeah.
lithium-ion.
So 20 years. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
The silver in the batteries costs about $750 per 1 kilogram for a 100 kilowatt hour pack.
That's a total 1 kilogram in the battery packs for the vehicle.
So if 20% of the global car production, 16 million vehicles, adopts this technology, the annual silver demand could reach 16,000 metric tons. Good time to maybe invest in some silver commodities or silver companies.
Yeah.
Lastly, the use of solid electrolyte in lieu of liquid electrolyte reduces the risk of fires. Which,
Yeah, you've seen like Teslas
Yeah.
spontaneously combust.
yeah,
Yeah, and
So-
cross your fingers that my cars don't. You know?
yeah, exactly. So, and again, we're all about safety, right? So that's a big deal.
So I'm going to talk about other solid state research that's going on and digging. I'm only going to look at like the research at the collegiate level, but there are all the German manufacturers are researching solid state. All the Japanese manufacturers are researching solid state. Many of the American manufacturers are researching solid state. As a matter of fact, Toyota has developed a prototype. They put the batteries in the prototype and they're driving around to measure effectiveness. So they're a little bit ahead of the game. Remember, Toyota went with hydrogen. Remember Ukraine used a hydrogen bomb
Yeah.
made out of a Toyota Mirai?
Right.
So they put their fortune on hydrogen. It didn't pan out. So they're a little bit late in the
Great
EV
for
market.
a bomb, not good for, yeah.
If you're in Ukraine, yeah.
Yeah.
They're a little bit behind the game, but they're rushing to catch up to speed on EV.
So this shows you the ingenuity and, you know, stick-to-itiveness of private sector business, right? The government, get out of the way, stop the regulations, let them go at it, and figure out something that's better than what we got
Yeah,
now.
but if you're a communist country, you can just steal the secrets. You can bribe and steal the secrets, and you don't have to waste money on them. It's a lot less. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do about that? So,
Researchers at the Technical University of Denmark, DTU, have developed a super ionic material based on potassium silicate, a compound extracted from ordinary rocks. Crush it up, and there it is. This innovation could potentially revolutionize the way we power electric cars. Potassium silicate The key material in this new battery technology is abundantly available in the Earth's crust. All right, sounds promising.
Yeah.
Could put silver out of the market. Well, if it has the same capacities. Excuse me. This makes it a far more sustainable resource compared to lithium, of course, which is scarce and costly. I think that's why we want to move away from lithium. I mean, it's costly, it's scarce, and it doesn't hold the charge like these other technology.
Yeah, and if it's cheaper, then that's just going to drive the price of the car down, right? And make it affordable
Leave the
for
hand
everybody.
tools for lithium, but then the hand tools might go towards solid state. Who knows?
Yeah.
Potassium silicate is also resilient to air and moisture, allowing it to be easily integrated into batteries as a thin layer, without the need for expensive protective measures. This property not only simplifies the production process, but also enhances the safety and cost effectiveness of the batteries. This makes it a far more sustainable resource compared to lithium, which is scarce and costly. Potassium silicate is also resilient to air and moisture. Okay. Mohammed Koshkalam, the project leader regarding doing this research, is optimistic about the material's potential. According to Recordere, that doesn't sound Dutch to me. Recordere.
Yeah, it sounds Italian or French. Right?
Recordere.
Yeah.
Koshkam has already secured a patent and is in the process of establishing a startup company, K-Ion, to further develop this technology for commercial use. The team's next major milestone is to create a prototype, like Toyota has done, that demonstrates the capabilities of potassium silicate to potential investors and industry partners. And we were talking before this, a Korean team is developing a standard for solid state batteries. That's all they're doing. They're not researching this. They're trying to get a standard so that all the manufacturers can follow it with maybe different, silver, potassium, whatever, for the
Who
solid
knows?
state.
Yeah, who knows what they'll come up with. So
Yeah, who knows? Vote them out. Oh wait, this isn't political. Wait, sorry.
we weren't going to be
talking
political.
Technology. Sorry, but you can vote them out anyways.
Yeah, just take a time out and watch this. For those of you who are paying attention to the National Convention for the Democrats in Chicago, so a lot of loony stuff going on there. So
Yeah, this
Crazy.
abortion bus will be there tomorrow, I think.
I guess there were some questions on why Bill Clinton was there. I guess he attended. He wanted to know why he was there. His wife got to speak last night too. So
maybe he was.
it's interesting. I haven't watched any of it. I've heard some highlights, but it's lunacy. So whatever.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Be safe out there. Take care. Thanks.
Thanks.